So we advance. And now we come to the point where Superman, saves the world. My Bud saves the world. At this point, we have 2 children, and we're married and have 2 children, and we're living in Charleston, South Carolina. That's where the Charleston Naval Base is. I work at the Charleston Naval Shipyard as an instructor. I was teaching technical math and applied physics to those guys in the shipyard, all men. And he was on shore duty and working with NIS. NIS is Naval Investigative Service, which until 1990, that's what its name was. And then in 1990, it was changed over to NCIS. And you might be familiar with that from the television. He was so excited about this. In conjunction with this, he got a promotion. Oh my goodness, he's no longer an ensign, he's a Lieutenant JG. So now we have Lieutenant JG, Federal Investigator, Oscar L. Hample. Whoa, baby, he's hot stuff. And he was really enjoying it, and yet he was apprehensive. He was nervous. So the first day he goes to work, and I go to work. I only work till noon. He worked till 3:30. We both go to work, and on the base, I get home first, and I get a telephone call. He says, "Doll, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I had my first case today. I came in at 8 o'clock, and there on my desk was a note from the head of NIS that I was to come to his office." And I had my first case to solve today. Oh, he said, it was so exciting. It was so daring, so unusual, so challenging. And I'm there, "Are you okay, Bud?" "Oh, yes, but it was so. And then all of a sudden someone knocks on the door and says, "Hey, Bud, they're having staff meeting now." So he says, "Well, Doll, I have to go." Now I have to go on from there for the next 3 hours wondering what in the world kind of thing did my husband do that day? Was he in any danger? I feared this job more than I did him being on the ship because, he's going out as a criminal investigator. So I wait. And meanwhile, the clouds are rolling in, and I'm thinking, oh, God, what did Bud get into here? Was he in some kind of tussle? Did he think that this was funny, that he was rolling around the floor with some criminal? Was he in some danger? Oh, what happened? So gray skies are coming in over the South Carolina sky, and finally his government car moves in. And I go out to meet him because I want to know what happens. What kind of case was he on? So I said, "Bud, what was your case all about?" He says, "Oh, you won't believe, Doll, it was something else. I was so nervous. This was the first time I was assigned a case, and I was nervous. I got a note on my desk saying, 'Report to the head of NIS. We're going to give you your first case.'" I thought, oh, wow, what could this be? I'm so excited. So I stopped in the men's room, straightened out my coat, straightened my tie, because I am going out. Today is my day. I'm going to save the world. You know me, I'm always early, Doll. I have to be 20 minutes early. So I was 20 minutes early for this, so I had to sit and wait. So I'm sitting outside of the head of NIS, the man in charge of NIS, and I'm thinking, what am I going to be doing in this? Am I going to be going out and doing a massive raid of drugs somewhere? Am I going to be investigating a murder? Maybe a rape? Oh my God, Doll, maybe even a terrorist attack, a threat to the Navy. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it well, and I'm going to handle it. I said, "Bud, please, before it rains, could you tell me what you were doing?" Oh, he goes on. He said, "I was so nervous." He says, "I was so nervous and so excited." And then the head of NIS comes out, and he was imposing. He was so official looking. I went in and I sat down, and I sat tall. I sat tall because I'm ready. Out of my pocket, I took one of my pens, and being Bud, he always had it with him, a piece of paper so I could write down all the details of this new mission that I was set on. I'm ready to go. I am so ready to go. So after the introductions and handshakes, the head of NIS goes over my resume. I'm like, come on, but just tell me what it's all about. What did you do today? Well, now wait, doll, I'm getting to it. And he knows he's stretching this out, and I'm about ready to punch him in the arm. So he says, I sat down. And the head of NIS says, well, hello and welcome to NIS. We're so glad to have you. You have quite an impressive background. 5 years in the Navy as an enlisted man, and now you're an ensign, or no, excuse me, sir, you're a Lieutenant JG. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And a marksman. My goodness, we can use a marksman at NIS. And we're really glad to have you. Have you found everything you wanted? And Bud, Bud, come on, just tell me what you did today, for crying out loud. Just tell me what it is. Were you safe? I don't know, doll. Wait till I tell you the rest. So, guys, gives me a folder. And I think, oh my goodness, I have my own folder. I have a folder case, and there's a number on the front of it. And he reads me, he knows, he has a left brain, so he says the number, it was N something or other, about 10 numbers. Now, how do you remember 10 numbers? Well, that was Bud. Left brain, he knew every detail. So he's still dragging us out and out and out and out. And the skies are getting heavier, and I'm standing outside thinking, any minute now, we're going to get rained on. So I said, would you please, and excuse my language, effing tell me what your case was? Oh my gosh, my man who goes to church is looking at me. He's laughing. He says, you better be careful, doll. Look up there. He says, God will strike you dead for using language like that. I don't know where you got that sailor mouth, but you should really learn to control it. I said, Bud, would you please tell me what your case was all about? And he's laughing, and he's laughing, and he's laughing. He says, I got into my state car, or my government car, and I drove out to the scene of the crime. And I had camera, I had all my notes, and my folder. I had my folder with me. I didn't take my firearm. I didn't need it. It was on base. Left that in the car. I get out and I march up to the scene of the crime. For crying out loud, Bud, tell me what this case was about. He says, well, it was really, really a challenge. I had to do it. But I finished the mission. I said, did you solve the crime? He says, not yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it, doll. Wait till you hear. It's very intricate. Oh, Bud, just tell me what. Would you please tell me what it is? So he finally gets around to it. His first case with NIS, Naval Investigative Service, was to solve who, this big criminal, vandalized the bubblegum machine at the commissary. I kid you not. And Superman, my husband, was on the case, solving and keeping the world safe for all the bubblegum chewers in the world. Now, this story doesn't appear in